I got three different quotes that seem like they're disconnected, but they're not actually. Now, the first one is from my favorite, Michael Bradley. He talks about how the Chronos complex is essentially something that's instilled in all of our systems. Who is Chronos? Chronos is an ancient Greek god who at some point was actually the top god out of all of them. And his wife kept having children, and he knew that when that child grew up, they would dethrone Chronos. So what he would do is eat all the children that was birthed from his wife. Eventually, she outsmarted him and saved one of the babies, and that baby grew up to be Zeus, who overthrew Chronos and became the top god. So the Chronos complex is essentially what happens when our elders try to instill certain future limiting mechanisms to preserve their self identities within those cultures. So if I have blue eyes and I teach the children that only people with blue eyes are the ones that have God power, then not only is that going to be what is reflective of the culture from that point on, but anytime that the people look in the history books, they'll see me as the first person with blue eyes and the almighty most powerful one out of everybody. It's going to take the next generation a lot more time to be able to pull away from that idea and essentially conquer over that old Chronos complex, and usually it's the mother essence that does it. Now we're going to switch over to a quote. These are very loose quotes, folks, from Professor Walter Williams and his beautiful wife, Miss Arnetta, and they talk about how these religions only prevail because we, as the people, are taking our God-given essence, our God-given spirituality, and incarnating these figures or these deities through visualizing the stories that were told. And essentially the only reason why these things feel so grand, so real, is because we are using our empathy and our spiritual power to incarnate it mentally. Now the last quote is from Marcus Garvey, and he says that nationhood is the only way that modern civilization can protect itself. What do these quotes have to do with each other? Well, when I used to grassroots organize down here in Charlotte, a lot of times people would ask me, well, you seem like you really believe that something can happen. There can really be change. And the reality is, if you do the research on how what exists currently came to be, you realize that all it took was for people to realize that they could do whatever the hell they wanted to do. And that is the world that we're living in today. And I'm not saying that we need to use that to tear it down, although that is exactly what I am saying. What I am also saying is we have to choose whether or not we're going to be destroyers or builders. And if we are going to be builders, what does it take to build? Not much. All you have to do is make the decision and take yourself seriously. That's what we see all around us. That's all that has ever been. There's never been you guys are going to like this. I don't care. There's never been a Jesus Christ. There's never been a Muhammad. But there were a bunch of people who decided to take themselves seriously, and to this day, you all are shook and don't even know what to do. Wouldn't even know what to do if you finally had to face the fact that those people aren't real. They never were. But that's neither here nor there, right? Take yourself seriously, and you can build anything.